regularly solicit directors and other theater artists for their ideas of works that they're interested in for working on either here or at the Pearl, mostly here. And this play was brought to me by Melissa Maxwell, a director who had worked for the Pearl a couple years ago. It was one that she found, was very interested in, and wanted me to consider for the season.
Pearl, I've worked here before, and so I wanted to be able to, you know, bring something to Jim, and I didn't know what that would be. And at first I, you know, canvassed my friends saying, you know, what classics do you really like? And I started reading those, and none of them, I was trying to think of something that I thought would fit the aesthetic of the Pearl as I know what they've been doing in the past few years. So I wanted it to be a right fit when I came to Jim. And so I was looking at all these different things, and nothing was really appealing to me, so I just started doing a massive search on Google, putting in classic plays and different things, and I collected about 25 different plays, and I just started reading them. And then this was the one I said, oh my God!
Oh, nasty, nasty cold, and nobody looked after him. Mr. Letterman, I shall want some mustard and hot water and eucalyptus.
Well, of course.
There you are. As soon as somebody who really understands illness comes into the scene, you see what happens. Mustard, hot water, eucalyptus, she's already fingers ends.
Yes, sir. A small mustard and water for his lordship.
It's to put his feet in, not to drink.
No, a large mustard and water.
Yes.
Hot water.
Yes, my lady.
And if you have any eucalyptus.
Yes, my lady, we got some in specially for his lordship.
Don't think that I'm not just as devoted to Eustacia as I ever was.
But you feel that in the circumstances you could worship her from afar more profoundly.
Yes. So I had no idea they were so devoted.
But their devotion may not last forever.
Exactly. That's why I thought I'd better slip away now.
Best to hear it with an audience, hearing it for the first time, because it is a comedy, an unusual comedy, and that's was the genesis, really, of the Dover Road read. And it was different, I suppose, from other reads that we've done, in that it's not the sort of play one would think of immediately in a Pearl Theater season.
Was it very successful when it was first produced?
It had, he's so funny. All of his plays were very successful right up until he wrote Winnie the Pooh. It had a wonderful little Broadway run, about a 3-4 month run, which was very good for 1921. Ran in the West End. When he wrote Winnie the Pooh in 1926, he said he'd always been a success at everything he'd ever tried. He wrote screenplays, he wrote plays, he wrote novels, he wrote poetry. Everything did well until that 70,000 little words, as he called it, because after that, well, he's written a character who's obviously Christopher Robin grown up. He's written a character who's obviously based on it. You know, it was never, again, about the work. So yes, it was very successful, and it really irritated him when that didn't work out later on.
A very simple breakfast which I have forced myself to eat. You run away with my wife at a time when I am ill and unable to protect